do exercises that are specifically targeted at different muscle groups so we get a nice breakdown of a variety of muscles. And then number 4, we've got fat burning, and that's what we're all after. And you can get some of that through your eating timing, but using a workout that's staged in this format will give you such high confidence and such great results that you are now burning fat that you will learn to love your exercise, which is something most people can't say. Because you're not wasting time, you're not forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do, you know exactly what you're doing, and we can adapt it to almost any type of exercise you enjoy. We've got programs that involve calisthenics or technical stuff like jump rope, or it can be done with running things that you might enjoy, or it can be done with yoga, it can be done with Pilates. We can build exercise programs with anything because all exercise breaks down muscle. We just have to put it in the proper sequence, and next thing you know, you're getting a lot more fat burning out of the exact same workout. So hopefully that is intriguing to you as well. Now, to wrap things up, I've got a little Q&A from what I've been through in my experience and a couple questions when I reviewed this with some of my clients. And what the typical question is twofold. It's, how do I get started? Okay, that all sounds wonderful. I do want to improve my metabolism. I want to get more on my exercise. What do I do to get started? Well, this is where we're going to find out if you're serious about seeing a transformation, or if you really are just waiting for me to tell you the exercise, you're going to go run out and try to do them like you've done every other exercise program, and I don't know, a month or two from now, it'll be like, oh yeah, I tried that, didn't work. This is where things get interesting. So let me tell you how, if I were coaching you, you would start your exercise program. Number 1 is you would focus. You would focus on what matters, which is the information, not the actual busting your butt, hurting yourself. It's remembering these 3 thoughts. That is what you're going to start with. Number 1, injury-free works for me. That has to be ingrained in your head so you don't try to lose 30 pounds the first day, and you don't try to do 50 push-ups when you can only really comfortably do 2. We must stay injury-free if anything's going to work long-term, and that's what I'm here to teach you to do. Number 2, go easy before you go hard. Go easy before you go hard, which means give your body a chance to adapt. Don't put yourself in a position where you're trying too much too soon. If you're in a class and you see all these younger people or more fit people doing amazing levels of exertion, your body can get just as much out of doing what you're capable of doing. I showed you the tanks. Your glycogen tank might be easier to drain than theirs because they're further along the training curve. That's what I try to teach people, is the worse shape you're in, the more metabolic benefit you can get by starting an exercise program. The difference is start it easy because you're getting plenty of benefit, then we'll ramp it up. Make sense? I hope so. All right, and then number 3 is very related, and that's phase it, don't force it. Put yourself in a situation where you build a plan of exercise where it's like, I'm not starting at a half hour a day. I know I won't stay with it. I'm going to start at 5 minutes. I'm going to get used to it. And then I'm going to go to 6. Then I'm going to go to 8. And then I'm going to take all the exercises that are in these phases we're going to demo for you in our next show. And I'm going to start at half because at least we're consistent and you won't get hurt and it'll work. And that's what nobody seems to be able to do out there these days. But EAT can do it for you, and it can tap into your metabolism at the same time. So it's got a lot of exciting benefits for you. Now, those 3 thoughts would be the first thing you do before you would worry about, am I going to do push-ups, or am I going to do jump rope, or am I going to do a treadmill, or am I going to do yoga? That means nothing. Truly, build your foundation first. Really understand that we're trying to stay with this for years. Years, not days, not weeks, years. And in order to do that, you've got to be very comfortable and have a lot of options, and that's what we want to build. Doesn't mean you can't start exercising. It doesn't mean you can't start burning fat. Believe me, you can and you will. It just means we want to start slow, take a deep breath, and go back to basics and say, if I was trying to learn French, if I was trying to learn a guitar, I wouldn't expect to have mastery skills in a month. I wouldn't expect it in a year. Some people go a lifetime, they don't master it. But weight loss is actually harder. Fitness is actually harder to sustain. And just because you see people get fit in 30 or 60 days, they don't keep it. And maybe they're young and athletic, and that's very different than a lot of us who are talking tonight. So in order to keep it, you want to take a step back and say, wow, I better relook at this and build it a step at a time. Now, I've got that summarized, and this kind of pulls it back into this whole concept of eating and exercise timing, which kind of is the name of the plan, so hopefully that all make sense now, is they're both so important to your weight, your fitness, and your relationship with food. I hope I've taught you that now. When you exercise, the choice of exercise you take will put you into different choices of food. And that's exciting because there's no limitations, no restrictions. You just want to time things. That's all we do on this plan. So we've got guidelines, and the guidelines are nothing more than little sayings that you want to remember, little slogans, and they summarize all this stuff you've learned. So when you're in the heat of battle and you're like, I don't want to exercise, I've taught you 6, 7 things that would be great to remember tonight. But all you really want to do is think, give me 5 for exercise. That's it. Just smile. Just give me 5 for exercise. Just look at it a different way, one time, and maybe it'll build for you, okay? Because 5 minutes can lead to an amazing level of fitness. It doesn't mean that when you do 5 minutes, we're hoping you're going to push it to a half hour. Not at all. I'd much rather see you go 5 minutes a day for a month than a half hour a day for a week and then be sick of it or sore or hurt. We try to start people, don't sweat, don't get sore, don't get hurt. Change everything you've ever thought about exercise, because that'll keep you consistent. That'll keep you injury-free. You'll get fit enough, fast enough to start ramping up when you're ready. But let's see if we can get you to when you're ready. I know mentally you might be ready today. That doesn't mean your body's on board. Let's get it on board. Give me 5 for exercise is exactly the way you want to remember that. So all this information that we've covered today is included and available for you on our website, which is www.easytimingdiet.com. And the most important thing I can tell you about that is we've got the prior shows on there, and I'm bringing you to the inner circle. I'm showing you these discoveries as if you have the foundation and the background in Eat Timing now, because there's been prior shows that has explained all the basics and exactly why other plans don't work and all the science that EAT is built on. And it's really important that you get comfortable with that. Hopefully tonight made sense if you've never seen anything about EAT before. But wow, how much further could you get if you went and got a foundation and how all this was built and why it could mean so much to you and why timing has such a big place in all our lives, whether we let it control us or, like the fitness plan teaches, we start to control it. So go to the Easy Timing Diet and watch the prior shows and get comfortable with what Eat Timing is all about, the Eat Timing Diet, the Eat Exercise basics. It's all there, and it's all free. So definitely take advantage of it. And that's really all we've got for tonight. It's enough. It's more than enough. You understand the basics of Eat Exercise, and you understand that we're trying to reach your metabolism in a pain-free way. So let me take a moment and thank the facilities here at Community Media Center in Marin. We appreciate the opportunity to be able to share our program here. Also want to take a moment and thank our wonderful staff, Vita Flores and Cyrus Thomas, the doctor, as well as Victoria, I've got to get the name right, Victoria Van Arist, who was so helpful in putting this show together. And we will look forward to seeing you next time. And I hope now I've at least given you an opportunity to see what a difference time can make in your weight and your fitness and your metabolism and in your food choices, which is really what I think most people get most excited about, is entering a world, which is what Eat Timing is all about, where you can eat what you love in the amount you love, stay healthy, stay fit, and get to a weight where you're happy and content and feel great about yourself. So with that, I look forward to seeing you next time, and thanks for watching.